Hello guys, welcome back to another video and we are home. It feels so good, so good to be home. I mean, don't get me wrong, the best holiday, the best time we could have ever had in Mauritius, but there's something about home, isn't there? It just feels good to be back. But I just thought I would actually vlog today because I'm having a bit of a reset day. Let's sit down, let's have a chat. So we got back yesterday and we actually had a friend's 30th birthday last night. So we literally got back, slept for a couple of hours, got showered, got dressed, got ready and went. And it was really nice to see everyone. So we saw quite a few of our friends last night, which was really nice because we haven't obviously seen them for like 3 weeks now, which is a long time. Like we see our friends pretty much every weekend. So that's a long time for us. But I am this morning actually is going to meet two of my friends for a coffee and a walk, which will be really nice because it is beautifully sunny here today. So what great weather to come back to. You can't be complaining about missing the sun. In fact, you're probably sat in it and probably can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, we're going to the New Forest this morning for a nice little walk, which should be really good. Connor has gone to Wales today for golf, which, I mean, no issue with that. I mean, I'm more than happy to spend some time apart with him now because we have spent 16 days, morning, noon and night together and I'm ready for a little bit of space from that boy. But it's a lot of travelling. We literally got back yesterday and now he's off to Wales. But anyway, that does give me a day to go and see the girls. We'll see our families later and we have a lot, well, I have a lot of like tidying up, laundry, all that sort of stuff to be cracking on with. Can you see that? Okay, right. The reason it's like that is, as I say, we got back yesterday and I would have really liked to just crack on and get all that done, but with just social bits we had going on, it wasn't going to happen. But we needed a few bits out of these suitcases yesterday, so I've literally just opened them, dumped them on the floor, and we've just gone through and got some bit we needed. So there is so much laundry here to be done, but I'm not even going to attempt it until I've done what I want to this morning and basically go and see the girls. So that is definitely a later problem, so we're just going to walk away from that. But I would say it's definitely true what they say. I have come back with such like a spring in my step, like such a zest to work hard again. It's so true that I think if you're feeling a little bit maybe like burnt out or done a lot of work and been working long hours, actually a bit of a break is really what you need. And I found it really hard to switch off. Any other sort of self-employed girlies out there will get it, that going on holiday you never can 100% switch off because you know, you still have a business running back here that will still need your attention, which, you know, I'm so grateful to have had, but it does mean it took me a little while to properly switch off. But as I say, I've come back and I'm just so ready to get into a great routine, work really hard, and yeah, just be productive. So today, the plan is, as I say, we're gonna go for a walk with the girls. We need to do a food shop, we need to get tidying, we need to do some laundry, we need a little bit of self-care, we need to write to-do lists, and I'm gonna bring you guys along for the whole lot. So, oh gosh, windswept. I am now back from my walk and coffee with the girls, which was nice. Lovely to have a catch up with them, and it's such a lovely sunny day out there. So nice to get the steps in nice and early. I say nice and early, it's just gone 1:30, so I have taken up a lot more of the day than I ever had planned. So what I'm actually dealing with right now is, well, actually I'll just show you. So if you're wondering why all the laundry is on the floor here, I always tend to unpack in the living room just because 90% of this will be going into the wash, so I find it easier just to sort it out here, get it in its colours, and then I can put it straight in the wash. Let's just put you guys down. So I'm literally just going to go through and get everything that is, I'm going to make a clean pile on the sofa, stuff that I know we didn't wear. I'm going to make a darks pile on the floor, whites I'm going to start with so they can go in the washing basket, and then I'm gonna get a colours pile. And I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. But God, there feels like a lot here. But I guess it was like it was just over 2 weeks. So I guess you would accumulate this much, wouldn't you? But if anyone else is like me, I literally just love being able to crack on with all of this when you get back. I just feel like it feels such a good reset, doesn't it? Just to crack on with all of this. So quite excited to get this done. Where did my colours pile go? Did I not create one? Okay, that's now the colours pile. Yeah, just crack on, get this all done, and it's sunny, so I'm gonna get a whitewash on before I go to Sainsbury's because I literally have like 2 hours 20 minutes until Sainsbury's shut, and obviously we need to make sure we have some food in the house because the house is looking rather sparse right now. Yes, you may be in the kitchen cupboard because I can't be bothered to get my tripod, but I need to get to the washing machine, so that kind of works. Right, here we go, we have the whites. Oh, covered into my knee. a lot of these have just got like sun cream stains on them. Sun cream is literally awful, isn't it? It really does ruin clothes. So I'm obviously going to be using the Pink Stuff Miracle Oxy Stain Remover Spray. It's getting quite empty actually. But I'm just going to go through everything as I put it in the machine and just give anything that needs it a quick spritz. I know, for example, this dress is really bad because this was like the one I kept wearing down to the pool. So I know there's numerous like sun cream marks on this one. So what I'm going to do is get this whitewash on, go to Sainsbury's, and then hopefully by the time I get back and get all that sorted, this will be ready to get hung out and we can get the next load in. I have made it my absolute mission to get 1 darks, 1 colours, 1 whites on today. And I know I'm making it tricky for myself, but I just want to get through it so that I can have a good Monday tomorrow. Actually, some of these aren't as bad as I thought. I think we might be okay. There was just, that one's got a bit of makeup on it. There we go, there's something that needs a spritz. And then once I've gone through all this, I will put it in the wash with my usual detergent, but I will also put a big scoop of the Vanish Oxy Action in as well. I just feel like anything that can help whites I will always be using. So let's get this in, and then I'm going to go to Sainsbury's and then I'm going to show you what I bought when I get back. Okay, so Sainsbury's shop complete. This is what we have got. This should do us, it's Sunday today. Obviously some of this will last a bit longer, but mainly I've kind of shopped to do us until like Thursday, Friday. I haven't really planned much further ahead than that, but let's run through what we've got. Carrots, potatoes. I've got 2 bags of parsnips because tonight I'm just going to do a very, very simple roast dinner in terms of just do roast potatoes, roast veggies and a roast chicken. But I do want to do a, what do I want to do? I want to do a vegetable soup at the end of the week. So I've just got some extra parsnips. I'll have some carrots left over. I've got some leeks to go in that. Garlic will do numerous meals this week. I've got some broccoli. I actually got a little pot of cress, which I don't tend to get all that often, but I just had a craving for like cress with some eggs. So sometimes like a real simple midweek lunch for me will be eggs with some tomatoes, maybe some mushrooms and some cress, and then maybe some chicken, and I'll just chuck it all together, and that could be a really easy midweek lunch for me. Connor will also have something quite similar. He tends to have for lunch just like veg and protein. So mushrooms are kind of, will do things like that. Picked up some beans, peppers, because this week, again, they will just go in like roasted veggies that I do, but I'm going to do a slow cooker chicken noodle stir fry as part of meal prep this week, so they will go in there too. Sweet corn as part of probably Connor's lunches. I plan on doing a poke bowl one night, so I've just got some lettuce that I can shred to add to that. Another pack of beans because we get through them. Oranges, great snack. Apple, great snack. Melon, bananas. This is the chicken I got tonight. For tonight it is a lazy chicken, but I will explain why I'm not going to have very long to cook it in a moment. So I'm just literally, as I say, just going to roast that with some veggies and that will be it. I actually did get some chicken drumsticks, which again, part of meal prep. I will start prepping these in just a moment. In terms of, I like to have these in the fridge as a great little like snack. I just season them and then it just stops you going for the wrong things really if I have something that's really accessible. And we both like to just have these so we can snack on those once those are cooked. That is also, that chicken, just chicken breast, is for the stir fry, which I'm going to do, it's not a stir fry, the chicken noodles, which I'm going to do in the slow cooker. Just picked up some sausages, primarily to stick in the freezer, just because in case I haven't thought about anything, we have a backup. Obviously some milk, let's get out the way. I got some bassa fillets here and some more frozen fish under there, because again, Connor will probably have that for lunch with some veggies. Get through plenty of eggs. Just picked up 2 of these as a kind of not so naughty dessert one night. And then these are just my absolute weakness. Can't be without egg custards. I don't know why. I forget how much I love them until I see them in the supermarket. So I've just picked those up. And again, really like these. I'm such a white chocolate girly. In fact, I've never looked at the calories. How bad are these? Oh, 97 calories. That's fine. We will stick with those. Soy sauce, because I ran out. Honey, again, just needed a few recipes this week. Noodles for the slow cooker. Oh, I saw this tea. I haven't seen this Twinings one before. It's a Pause refreshing raspberry and hibiscus balanced with blackberry leaves. I love a fruit tea. In fact, Connor drinks a lot of fruit tea as well, so I just thought we'd try that one. 2 packs of the light and free strawberry yogurts. Again, we both have these with fruit for breakfast. And I picked up 2 packets of Uncle Ben's sticky rice to go with any poke bowls. So it's not a massive shop. It's nothing particularly exciting. There's nothing very exciting on the menu this week. But yeah, there we are. That will do us until probably about Thursday. Right, washing machine has also just finished. And I have organised everything else into piles. So this is the darks pile that needs to go in and the colours pile. The whites are finished. So I'm actually just going to get those outside. What time is it? 3:10. So I've probably got like another hour and a half, haven't I? I'm going to get those dry outside. So I'm actually just going to stick them on the airer while I get the next load in, just to have them outside for a bit. And then once that is out drying, look, hair in the lip gloss. I haven't even got lip gloss on, just hair in the mouth. What is it about these bits at the front that just always end up in my mouth? But yeah, once the washing is out and the next load is on, I'm going to get on with some meal prep.
Just as the sunrise starts to show, warming up the motorway. You know you felt this way before, but can't recall the time and day. Don't know if life is a small part of something greater. And when you get off this raging horse, sings to water.
So, time to crack on with some meal prep. If I'm having a good little reset day, I love nothing more than doing some meal prep. I just think it really helps me get ahead, and particularly on a Sunday, because Mondays and Tuesdays are normally very long work days for me, and to avoid getting a takeaway or having something that we shouldn't be having on a Monday, Tuesday, I always try and cook something in advance on a Sunday. So as I mentioned tonight, we're having the roast chicken with some roast veggies, not an exciting roast, but just, it's not gonna be a bad dinner. So, for tomorrow night and Tuesday night, I would like to do I've never done it before, but I found a recipe online for a slow cooker chicken noodle dish, which is packed full of lots of veggies as well. So I'm gonna get that going this afternoon so that I can get that cooked and then put into storage containers in the fridge ready for the next 2 nights. Aside from that, I'm just boiling a pan so I can cook a couple of eggs to go in a poke bowl that I will take to work with me tomorrow. I'm just going to prepare the chicken drumsticks because I think I mentioned earlier, we just like to have those in the fridge. They're like a good snack. So I kind of mix it up with whatever we want to season it with, but I think we'll just keep it simple today with some chicken seasoning. Oh, my pan's boiling. Let's get the eggs in. Oh, hot. And we want hard-boiled eggs for the salad, so let's set a timer. Okay, back to the chicken. So as I say, all I literally do, this is so straightforward, is I literally just put the chicken on a roasting tray with some greaseproof paper, put some seasoning on it, and in the oven they go. So I'm just gonna get those prepped, and then we will crack on with preparing the veggies for tonight's dinner. The reason I'm in a bit of a rush is because we have actually received our wedding photos, and we have got, oh, what is this fringe? And we have got both sets of parents coming around tonight to have a look at them. So Connor, I mentioned earlier, is away with golf, so he's actually not back until like 5:30. So they are all coming around at 5:30. Oh, this chicken is, maybe I just tip it. Ooh. Can't touch raw chicken. I really would, like, I'm not a vegetarian obviously because I'm cooking this, but I just cannot touch raw chicken. It really makes me feel a bit slimy. So I'm just gonna move these around with the pinchers. Sorry, back to the wedding photos. So yes, we've got both sets of parents coming around at 5:30 tonight. So I want to have everything prepped so that I can literally have stuff cooking like whilst they're here. Because otherwise if I start cooking a chicken when they leave, it's gonna be a late dinner. So I'm just gonna get all of that prepped now so that I haven't got to worry about that later. But yeah, I haven't looked at our wedding photos yet. So they've come in and Connor said to me, and he's totally right, he's like, don't look at them until I get back, like let's look at them together. So I'm just sat here like knowing they've just come in and I'm not looking at them, which is the worst. Anyway, the sooner I get this food prep done, the sooner I can crack on with getting all the bits I need to get done today, and then it'll be 5:30 and they'll be here and I can finally look at my wedding photos. My last load, but this is how the food prep has been going. So I've got the bits for the stir fry in here, and then I'll add the noodles when it's nearly done, and I'll also add some broccoli closer to the time. I have done the chicken drumsticks, they are just cooling down. I did actually decide just to cook the sausages. I thought that if maybe Connor and I don't have time to like cook our like protein bit for our lunches one day, then it might be handy to have them cooked and in the fridge. I've boiled the 2 eggs, again they're just cooling for salads tomorrow. I have prepped the veg, so that's the, what is that on there? Bit of fluff. I have prepped the veg here, which is the broccoli, the carrots and the parsnips that I will roast a little bit later on, and I'll add the beans, just boil those. And I have also prepped the potatoes for the roasties. And then I'm just gonna get the chicken in the bag out, so that's all ready to go. But guys, I am excited to look at my wedding photos. I say mine and Connor's, obviously. I'm just downloading them at the moment, and it is taking everything in me not to have a look at them, because obviously he asked me to wait, and I do get that. I do want to see them for the first time with him, but oh my god, it's taking everything in me not to have a look at them. My download's complete. Okay, I'm gonna have to just shut my laptop lid, otherwise I know I won't refrain. I'm actually just thinking that we should maybe do a little bit of planning for February, because my diary is not up to date in terms of I don't really know what I've got and what I need to do. So I'm just thinking, let's make one of those herbal teas that we bought earlier and have a little sit down and go through a diary, because that's great. Again, I love to do that on a reset day just to get my diary straight. I know what's expected of me, I know what needs to happen on time and all of that kind of thing. So let's crack on with that. So I have got precisely 34 minutes that I can kill before I'm allowed to look at my wedding photos. So I need to distract myself. So I am gonna go, right, okay Lou, let's not drop you on top of a candle. Let's find you somewhere else to sit. Ooh. Right, you're still on a candle, but you're on a different candle. So hopefully this one's a little bit more secure. So what I'm gonna do is I am incredibly lucky to now call everything that I lose home related. So my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, part of my job now, which is madness. I never thought I would be saying that, but here we are. But obviously I do still have my actual job, which I still do full time. So what I do is I have to really manage my time properly now. And I do find that every Sunday evening and every single morning I write out all the things I need to do on both sides, because otherwise it just gets really, really overwhelming. So obviously I have a whole diary and whole schedule for my actual job, but what I like to do for everything Lou's home related is to actually do a proper filming and posting schedule, because otherwise it gets really, really on top of me, and I'll film something And normally I do film, to be honest, about a week in advance. Sometimes it can even be like 10 days. Sometimes it will be like 2 days. It just depends what I've got going on. But on average, I film about a week in advance. So by the time I come to edit it, because normally I only edit it like 24 hours before you guys see it, I can't remember what I was doing. I can't remember what I thought that voiceover would be or which bit I was going to cut out or whatever. So I have to put it all, I have to write it all down because otherwise it just doesn't happen. So also I'm now lucky enough to have a lot of like brand collaborations and things like that. And obviously with that does come really strict posting schedules, which is totally fair enough. But most of the time, if you're working with a brand, they will say to you, you know, we want you to post this Sunday at 5 o'clock, for example. And I do need to write it down to make sure I don't miss any of these times. So yeah, that's what we're going to go through. I'm just going to go through and get it all in my diary. I really like this diary. If you're anything like me, writing stuff down makes things so much easier. But I do need a ring binder. I can't deal with a book that like isn't a ring binder, if you know what I mean. I like the fact that this has actually got a proper ring binder. But for every month, you have like a decent amount of... Where are we? I can't show you this without getting it in the candle. Like you have a decent amount of space to write stuff down for every single day. But at the beginning of every month, you also have like an actual timetable as well. So what I do is if something's like a couple of months in advance, because normally you know, like if you're supposed to be posting a video for someone, you normally know sort of like 6 weeks in advance, something like that. I write it in here so that I kind of know it's coming up. And then each Sunday I make sure I have transferred what is in there into my more detailed section. So for instance, tomorrow I have got about 9 hours worth of work to do on my actual job, but I have a few bits I want to get filmed as well. So this will be purely, I need to get something edited, I need to get something filmed, I need to get something sent back to a brand who's asking me for some information, I need to get that done. So if I go through and write all this out, then hopefully nothing will get missed. Anyway, that's the plan. So I'm just going to go through, it's going to be very boring for you guys to watch, so I'm just going to fast forward this bit, but I'm going to go through, fill out my diary so I know what's going on. I will then speak to you guys once our parents have been round and we're doing dinner. We're going to have a bit of a self-care evening. That's all part of a reset day, isn't it? A bit of a self-care evening. But if you're anything like me and sometimes you just need a kick up the arse to get back on track, write it down. I promise you it will really, really help. Doing lots of little tasks as well. Like I call them like quick wins. I will put something on there. And I know this is awful. I think I've spoken about this in a previous video and so many of you could relate, which was really, really nice, was personally, I can find like my personal texts and WhatsApps and things like that from friends, from family, like people that I really enjoy talking to. I can sometimes find it too overwhelming, like, and my WhatsApps can like pile up and then I'm like, oh my God, I can't even deal with it. So sometimes I will literally put in my schedule like a 15-minute window to be like reply to personal WhatsApps, and then I'll do something else for an hour, and then I'll have like another 15-minute window where I'll be like reply to personal texts and then like personal emails and things like that. So I do think it's totally normal to get overwhelmed with what could essentially be really basic life things. And I promise you, if you write it down, it gets it out of your head, so your head feels so much lighter. And it's really, really satisfying to be able to go through and tick off each thing you've achieved. Because it's so common at the end of a day to feel like, okay, I've worked, but what else have I done? And actually 9 times out of 10, you have done little things. Even if it's like, you know, for me, tonight I really want to do a really nice skincare routine, and that is going to be something I've done like self-care to help myself. And yeah, I haven't done a huge amount around the house today because the house doesn't really need, it doesn't need cleaning because I gave it all a deep clean before we left and we've hardly been here. But actually I'm really proud that I got through all that washing. I know it's a small basic thing that everyone does when they get home from holiday, but I'm really, really proud I did that. I'm glad I set time aside to go and see the girls this morning because it was just nice to go for a walk and a coffee and a catch up with them. I'm glad I got the food shop done. I'm glad I did the food prep. I'm glad I'm able to see my family and able to sort out the photos and stuff tonight. I'm glad we're having a good, like, nutritious dinner tonight. So actually, although it feels like I've had a slow day, I promise you, if you write these things down, you'll feel like you really have achieved something. Hello guys, it is about 7:30 and I am flagging. I am so ready for bed because of the time frames. We were up at 5 this morning because when we were away, we were 4 hours ahead. So we were up at 5 this morning, and even though it's 7:30 now, it's like 11:30 for us. So I'm tired. So anyway, I just had a shower, and I'm going to start sort of slowly getting ready for bed, I'd like to kind of hold out going to bed until about, I'd said 8:30, but it's probably even more like 8 o'clock, because I just feel like if I can push it that little bit more, it might just help us further down the line. But I'm just going to start slowly doing a little bit of skincare while Connor is just doing the washing up downstairs. I will then go downstairs and just do a bit of a reset down there. I'm like, you know, he could do the washing up, but I would just like to effectively do the kitchen shutdown. I think, yeah, this is supposed to be a reset day for me, and it really, really has been. I know it hasn't been particularly like intense in terms of doing loads of bits, but it has given me the reset that I needed. And part of that is very much the fact that I need to have a good Monday morning, and that is only really going to happen if I shut down my kitchen and have everything clean and fresh for when I get up in the morning. So how I like to do it is Connor will often do the washing up while I kind of come up here and get ready, and then I go down, do the final touches. But before I do that, I do like to just kind of like get the bedroom ready. We in the winter do like a hot water bottle in the bed. And I like to just get like the lighting and the mood right in the bedroom, because if I go to bed and it's like the lighting's not quite right and it just throws me off, like, or going up and it's like not cozy. So like I almost like give myself a turn down service, if that makes sense. And it really does kind of help. The other thing I am just starting to implement recently, which has been tough actually, really, really tough, and it shouldn't be, but I'm implementing no phones in bed. I know that sounds so basic, but who doesn't love like just a scroll in bed, an aimless scroll when you're like going to bed? And like first thing in the morning, it's so easy to like grab your phone and like wonder what's been going on and stuff. But actually giving myself like a half an hour wind down before bed where I'm not on my phone, and like the same in the morning, I'm actually feeling really, really good for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and get my skincare done, and then I'm going to get the bedroom ready and make it all cozy. So Connor has done the washing up and put it all away, which is great. But what I'm just going to do is, I know he won't have like wiped down the surfaces and just done the few last little bits. So I'm just going to do that. These are the bits that came out the slow cooker earlier. So this is like the chicken and the veg and effectively the noodles sauce. So I've done one pot for each day. This will do both of us obviously for dinner. And then tomorrow I will just cook the noodles, which is about, I think they're like 4 minutes, and I'll do some broccoli with it as well and add that in. So that'll be a super, super quick, easy meal when I know it's going to be a busy day at work. Right, I'm going to give this sink a wipe down. I'm just going to give the sides a wipe down. I'm going to get our hot water bottles ready, and then we can go to bed. You guys have seen me clean my sink hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. So tonight, because it's only been used for like one wash load, I'm actually just going to use the Dettol multi-surface spray, because it hasn't got like much, it's not really got anything like on it, if that makes sense. And I will just use a Dishmatic. If you have this Dishmatic, I always say to people, just like run it under a little bit of hot water first, because otherwise the spongy bit is like stays quite hard. If it's cold, it's like harder. If it's warm, it's a bit softer. And obviously I would hate for anyone to like scratch their sinks or anything like that. So I always use it when it's like soft, because that way it won't, if you have like a stainless steel sink like mine, it will not scratch it. So that is all I'm gonna do, and then just wipe it down. So then there is literally nothing better than coming down to a clean sink, and then it's just ready. It starts your Monday off properly. Just realised, I don't know if you guys can actually see me, because it's lighting behind me. And then again, I know a lot of you know that I like to do this, but I just like to fill the small section of the sink with a little bit of warm water and Zaflora. I will then put my cloth in the Zaflora to wipe down the surfaces, and I'll leave the warm water in there overnight, because I don't want it too hot, because I've got to get my hand in there. The Zaflora, oh my gosh, I'm nearly out of this one, is of course the Cozy Moments. I mean, what else do you use in the evening at this time of year? But honestly, if you haven't used it, so my favourite Zaflora scents are Cozy Moments, I think it's called Country Garden and Springtime. There's one other, I forgot which one it's called. Midnight something. That's another really good one. But oh, honestly, it just makes your whole kitchen smell so good. So I will just use my cloth. So not only is it a disinfectant for the cloth, I will just use that to then go around the surfaces as well. So all of those are clean and smelling good. So there we have it, guys. That is the end of my Sunday get my sh together kind of day, I think I would call it. I'm not calling this a massive reset day because I haven't really reset anything. I've just kind of got my ducks in a line. I just think if I'd have gone into Monday with still no food in the fridge, still a mountain of washing, no to-do list completed, not seeing my friends, not seeing my family, not having done all the food prep that I had, I think I would have just felt really sort of ill prepared, and honestly it just sets my whole week off on a really bad foot. So as I say, I know I haven't absolutely achieved greatness today, but it has made my Monday much more manageable, and after nearly 3 weeks off, we will do anything to need to have our Mondays a little bit more manageable. So what I'm doing now is I am literally just gonna, I've done the rest of my skincare, so just applying my lip balm. I am gonna do a little bit of my LED face mask. I'm gonna have a bit of read. I always like to put, I'm really specific, guys. I always like to come up with a candle. I like to put Connor's lamp on, not mine, because my lamp is too close to me and therefore is too bright. His is the right sort of distance from mine, from me. Guys, I'm really particular. If you haven't worked out about me already, like my friends always take the mick because I am just so particular, but they know where they stand with it, so that's that. But I also just like to put on a little chilled background YouTube video. So we've just gone for a snow scene, a cozy cabin snow scene with a fireplace today. And I just quite like that as a little backdrop to my evening. Whoa, that's a pretty sight, Lou. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today as I kind of get myself back on track. As I say, I'm feeling really motivated and I'm really excited to get filming some normal content for you guys again. You know, the stuff that we all actually like to see, the cleaning, the organisation, basically me just being at home. I know that's what you guys prefer more than anything. So if there is anything that you would love to see me film, please do let me know in the comments or message me or whatever it might be, because obviously I only want to produce content that I know you guys are going to love. So if there is anything that you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'd actually really like it, if you did do that video, please do let me know, because I'm starting to get my diary sort together for the next few weeks. So I'd love to know if there's anything you'd like to see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me again. I'm going to sit here and chill for the next sort of half an hour, and I'm very excited about it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.